Now, US President Donald Trump has renewed a threat to impose sanctions on Russia if there's no progress towards a peaceful settlement in Ukraine in 2 weeks. Trump said he is not happy about a Russian strike that hit an American-owned factory in Ukraine, and he would make an important decision in 2 weeks, specifying that Moscow could face massive sanctions or tariffs.
I told him I'm not happy about it, and I'm not happy about anything having to do with that. We'll see what happens. I think over the next 2 weeks we're going to find out which way it's going to go, and I better be very happy. We're going to see if Putin and Zelensky will be working together. You know, that's like oil and vinegar a little bit. They don't get along too well for obvious reasons, but we'll see, and then we'll see whether or not.
Now, Trump showed his frustration at Moscow as the summit between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky remains elusive, and the war continues unabated on the front lines. Tired of the lack of progress in the peace efforts, Trump likened Putin and Zelensky to oil and vinegar.
There's a man named Vladimir Putin, who I believe will be coming, depending on what happens. He may be coming and he may not, depending on what happens. We have a lot of things happening over the next couple of weeks. But I thought it was a nice picture of him. Okay of me, but nice of him. So that was very nice that it was sent to me.
Trump, however, showed off a photo that he said Putin had sent to him after their landmark summit in Alaska a week ago. He also said that he may invite the Russian leader to the 2026 FIFA World Cup finals being held in the United States if there is progress on Ukraine. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin visited the town of Sarov as well, home to a major Russian nuclear weapons facility, and also expressed optimism about Russia-US relations, saying there is light at the end of the tunnel.
As for our relations with the United States, they are in the lowest level since World War II. I've said this many times, but with arrival of President Trump, we are starting to see light in the end of the tunnel. And recently, we've had a very good and frank meeting in Alaska. The contacts continue on the ministerial and officials and business level.
Putin said the two countries are exploring joint projects in the Arctic and Alaska. He also noted that Russia does not consider any country unfriendly, but rather there are unfriendly elites in certain nations who engage in propaganda against Russia.
To be honest, what projects have we lost from so-called unfriendly countries? Well, by the way, we don't have unfriendly countries. We have unfriendly elites in some countries. But I can assure you that we have good relations with the peoples of those countries.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Zelensky welcomed NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte in Kyiv for talks focused on security guarantees, weapon supplies, and diplomatic relations efforts to end the war. In another development, Estonian Prime Minister has said that his country is ready to participate in Ukraine peacekeeping missions with a force of around 150 troops. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.